They said it was all fake. But nobody expected this. Just hours ago, shocking reports exploded across social media claiming Jake Paul had allegedly been taken into custody after a massive scripted fight scandal supposedly caught the attention of investigators. The internet instantly went into meltdown. Fans were stunned, critics celebrated, and boxing insiders started asking one terrifying question: was the biggest fight of Jake Paul's career actually rigged? According to the viral rumors, leaked documents and so-called fight scripts allegedly expose secret planning behind one of Paul's controversial boxing events. Screenshots spread everywhere, hashtags exploded, and people began accusing the YouTuber-turned-boxer of fooling millions of fans worldwide. Then things got even crazier. Unverified posts claimed major media outlets, including CNN, were now covering an active investigation tied to fake fight allegations. Within minutes, clips of Jake looking nervous, emotional, and surrounded by security flooded TikTok, X, and YouTube. Some fans even claimed they saw footage of authorities escorting him away. But here's where the story takes a wild turn. Supporters of Jake Paul are calling the entire situation a setup. Others say this is revenge from boxing purists who never accepted his success in the sport. Meanwhile, longtime critics argue the accusations match years of rumors surrounding his fights. Allegations about scripted moments and suspicious performances have circulated online before, though no credible evidence has officially proven the fights were fixed. Now the boxing world is divided. Is Jake Paul the victim of a viral smear campaign designed to destroy his reputation? Or is this finally the scandal that exposes everything behind the scenes? One thing is certain: the internet cannot stop watching. And if these allegations turn out to be true, this could become the biggest controversy modern boxing has ever seen.
Big ringside fight could be heading to court. A Florida man has filed a $50 million lawsuit against Netflix claiming breach of contract after subscribers dealt with buffering issues during the Jake Paul.
Fans have taken to social media to complain and ask for returns. Many have asked how an event with so much attention could go wrong online. There is a good chance that this move will lead to streaming services being held responsible for live events, especially ones with expensive tickets. A second point of contention is the fight's overall fairness. Some videos on social media showed Jake Paul and Mike Tyson holding back, which has led to claims that the fight was more of a show than a real fight. The claims have made people question the fight's legitimacy, and many fans and critics have called it manufactured entertainment. To make things even stranger, Jake Paul said in a controversial statement after the fight that he had held back on purpose out of respect for Tyson and because he wanted to put on a show for the people instead of going all in. Some people think that Paul's comments, which were meant to show his love for the fighting legend, go against what is expected of a legitimate match.
Breaking news: streaming giant Netflix is being issued a class action in relation to the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight. TMZ reports the lawsuit is over streaming issues and a breach of contract. Thousands of viewers claim they had trouble watching the fight. Netflix is yet to...
A lot of people are now wondering if these kinds of games hurt the sport's image, especially when they're advertised as serious competition. Some boxing experts and sports analysts have said that fans who paid a lot of money for the match had every right to expect it to be very competitive. Some people have even asked that the rules for celebrity and exhibition matches be looked at again by the government to make sure that future events meet professional standards. In addition to the problems already mentioned, shocking comments made by Mike Tyson himself just days before the match have raised questions about his health. Tyson said that he has been having a lot of health problems, like a bleeding ulcer and losing a lot of weight. He passed medical tests and was given the all clear to fight. But many people question whether or not these exams were thorough enough, or whether the event's financial implications affected the decision to put him in the ring. A 58-year-old man with known health problems is being matched up with a much younger and fitter opponent, which has raised ethical worries among boxing fans and professionals. Since Tyson's health problems became public, there have been heated arguments about whether promoters, coaches, and medical workers should put fighters' health before ticket sales. Observers also want more openness and stricter health rules for older athletes, especially in high-profile games where the risks are high. People have long respected Tyson for his toughness and fighting spirit, These worries add a sad tone to what was supposed to be a triumphant return to the ring for him. There has been just as much drama and disagreement after Jake Paul's fight with Mike Tyson as there was during the fight itself.
And did you see that 58-year-old ass? It was wishful thinking for all those idiots who thought they were gonna get Mike Tyson of the 90s come out and rip somebody's head off.
Netflix is being sued for millions of dollars. The match's legality is being called into question, and Tyson is having serious health problems. The effects are likely to last for months or even years. People are very worried about the state of star boxing, the morality of putting on fights between people who aren't compatible, and everyone's responsibility to make sure the fights are fair, safe, and of high quality. Fans and reviewers alike are still looking closely at every part of this event. One thing is for sure. This wasn't a normal fight. It was an important time in the sport. What started out as one of the most anticipated boxing shows in recent memory has turned into a mess of lawsuits, probes, and angry people. After their fight, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, and the huge streaming service Netflix are all being closely looked into. Millions of people watched the event, but it also showed problems with the way modern boxing works, which made many fans question the morality, honesty, and fairness of such big fights. The company that streamed the fight is now at the center of a growing lawsuit storm because of problems with the technology used during the show. Reports of lagging, poor sharpness, and interruptions during the live stream have made a lot of people unhappy. Fans feel cheated after paying a lot of money to watch the event. A man from Florida filed a $50 million class action case. This could be the start of a major shift in how streaming companies are held responsible for live events. Besides Netflix, the fight is being looked into by government agencies and sports groups to see if it is legal and what the moral implications are. From claims of punching back to questions about Tyson's medical clearance process, the event has caused people to talk about the roles of promoters, players, and regulatory authorities in keeping the sport honest and open. The problem could cast a cloud over Mike Tyson's career, which has already made him one of the best boxers of all time. People first praised Tyson's return to the ring at age 58 as proof of how determined and tough he was. However, information about his health problems, such as a bleeding injury and major weight loss,
start to take your foot off the gas just a little bit because you noticed he was tiring out?
Yeah, definitely a bit. You know, I wanted to give the fans a show, but I didn't want to hurt someone that did.
It made people wonder if he should have been allowed to fight at all. Some people think that Tyson's involvement brings up serious moral questions about using old athletes for money. He went back into the ring. Was it a brave, determined move, or a risky bet that put his health at risk? As Tyson deals with these issues, the scandal has the potential to change the narrative of his illustrious career, shifting the focus from his famous achievements to the moral problems he faced in his last years in the ring. As for Jake Paul, the fight was a chance to show that he was more than just a YouTube star who liked fighting. This has, however, turned out to be a double-edged sword. A unanimous decision win over a legend like Tyson looked good on paper, but Paul's image was hurt by the idea that the fight was more about showmanship than competition. Videos of the fight showed that both fighters seemed to be holding back hits, which supports the idea that the match was staged for entertainment purposes rather than to find a clear winner. Paul's admission that he held back out of respect for Tyson and to put on a show has only made things worse. People who don't like this approach say it hurts the legitimacy of the sport. Paul is facing a big problem with this criticism. His meteoric rise in the boxing world has been driven by both show and controversy. Fans and commentators may hurt his future in the sport if they keep seeing his fights as planned events instead of real competitions. The controversy has started new discussions about how to regulate older boxers and what sports groups should do to make sure competitions are fair and open to everyone. Should athletes who play in high-stakes games have to meet tighter health or age limits? Why is it important for sanctioning groups to make sure that fights are safe and legal?
Talking about this Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight. We all know this shit was fucking faked and staged. It was all faked and staged. This motherfucker Jake Paul and Mike Tyson made a deal with each other. This motherfucker is 58 years old and Jake Paul.
Everyone, show some love to the great Mike Tyson.
How you feel about that Mike Tyson fight last night?
Man, I mean, to me, that was like watching some WWE type of shit. I think the whole thing was scripted. The whole thing was just a money grab.
The Tyson-Paul fight was a wake-up call for many about how boxing is becoming more commercialized and how the lines between sport and entertainment are becoming less clear. Critics say that letting fights happen between people who aren't compatible or that are morally questionable hurts the sport's reputation and turns off its main fans. Millions of people watched the fight and it made a lot of money, but many fans are upset about what happened afterward. What was supposed to be a historic fight between a YouTube star and a boxing legend has instead become a source of criticism and debate. For Tyson, the fight may be seen as a bittersweet moment in his long and successful career, a time when he showed bravery but also had to deal with worries about safety and morality. That was a turning point in Jake Paul's fighting career. He had to deal with questions about his honesty and commitment to the sport. As the investigations and cases go on, one question remains: was this fight Mike Tyson's triumphant return home, or was it a lesson for the future of boxing? Time will tell. Okay, guys, if you want to know about the newest boxing news, moments, events, and actions, subscribe to Knockout Updates and turn on alerts. You'll never miss out on good information again. Also, check out our other videos. Goodbye until next time.